Is it fewer or is it less? Today is our last in the series of When, Where, and Why with guest editor Robin Patchen. And Robin, today, fewer versus less. This is another thing I am hearing used incorrectly in the media all the time. I'm reading it online in articles written by journalists who don't get it right. And it's slipping into fiction, sometimes incorrectly. I know I did it at least once that you corrected mine. So why don't you tell people what on earth is the difference?
Okay, well, this is another one that my J professor used to always say, just like people are never that, she would say people are always fewer, never less. People are never less, they're always fewer. And so here's what we're gonna start with fewer. Fewer can be used with any countable item. Okay.
So
So
not the stars.
uh, find one that doesn't work. The stars are countable.
Well, God can count them.
God can count them. So
There you go.
therefore they are countable. So yes, there would be fewer stars out tonight if there's too much, because there's too much light pollution, or it's a cloudy night, so there are fewer stars. So anything that you can count is fewer. Anything that you can't count, sort of time is a great example. I have less time. Does that make sense? I have fewer minutes, but I have less time. Because you
Because
can
minutes you can count, time you can't.
exactly. So I always say I need to drink less coffee, so I'm going to have fewer cups. Does that?
Ooh.
So that's the sentence that I always have in my head when I'm like, I have to think about it. Well, I need to drink less coffee, so I'm going to have fewer cups.
You know, that's exactly what I thought of when you said that. I thought that's a catchphrase writers can keep in their head. And if you don't like coffee, people, just make it tea. It's all right. We don't want any haters in here. So,
It works. I made less money this month, so sadly, I had to buy fewer books.
oh no, that's just too sad. No, we no. We'll stay with coffee. But that sort of makes that line so we can understand, okay, measurable versus immeasurable for the most part. There are probably some gray areas. Can you think of any?
I mean, I have had moments where it's like someone it was I can't think of the exact example, but it was about time, and it was like fewer versus less, and it was minutes or hours, and I wanted it to be fewer, but it didn't really make sense because the overall sense of it was time, and I wish I could come up with the exact example. That was so long ago.
Well, so like if someone was talking about sands, but they're talking about the grains of sand. Okay, technically you could count grains of sand, right? But you don't count sand. Would that be one?
Yes, I think that's true. You would never, right, that's a great example, because you would never say, I have fewer sands. Sand is just it's like it's a vast thing. So let me put it this way, you can count grains of sand, nobody would, okay?
Right.
Sand in general is more like time, or coffee. It's not countable. So, I mean, technically, I feel like my definition still works, but also you're right. You would not be like, I have fewer grains of sand in my shoes than I did yesterday.
And like if you're in my house, you know, you would always use less like for dust
Yes, yes, right.
because
Exactly.
it's uncountable in my house. There is dust.
Yes, it's even worse than stars.
um, but if you were going among the crowd, there would be fewer people, right?
Oh, always
If
fewer.
I'm going down to the river, there might be fewer boats
That's right.
because those are very countable things. Um, if
So
I'm looking up, there are fewer leaves on the tree because they're starting to fall now.
I'm jealous.
All countable things, right? But I have less paint on the wall
That's right.
because I
Paint,
can't really count paint.
right. Yes, you have less paint, but you might have more cans of paint. I have less paint,
True.
I have
True.
less paint on the wall, but I have more painted walls and more cans of paint. Right.
I think we've cracked this one. I think we've made this one understandable. Our 5 minutes is up, but I want to take a minute and especially thank you, Robin, for filling in for Karen Beery, the other usual half of Two Editors for 5 Minutes. Karen should be with us on the next episode. We look forward to her coming back, but we really appreciate you filling in and bringing us some really helpful grammar tips.
It's been really fun. Thanks for having me.
And I am Pegg Thomas. We will see you next time.